Does it move the rest of the screen?
No, it shouldn't.
It's your own.
Oh,
Okay.
that'd be chaos. No, yeah, it's completely separate.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the California State Championships 2024, hosted at the Uriah Faber Ultimate Fitness Gym in Sacramento, California. We have a sunny day here in Sacramento, a brisk 50 in the low 50s today, degrees outside, and we were happy to be here for day 2. Session 3 coming up next. We're going to be starting off with Lucas Rayton. We're just getting the last few pieces in place, including some of the referees and the spotters and loaders. Of course, we have the famed Gino Powerlifting doing the emceeing today, and he's doing a great job. It's been a pleasure to engage with him and meet him and learn the ways of powerlifting emceeing. Once Lucas Wrighton takes the platform, he's going to be going after 42.5 kilos on his first squat. As you know, in powerlifting, the goal are to, the lifts are squats, and then it goes bench, and then it goes deadlifts. And the goal is to get your heaviest lift of the day on your third attempt. You have 3 attempts for each. We're starting with first attempts on squats. We apologize if there are any lag or choppiness on the feed. It's not due to our equipment or anything that we've done. It's due to the technical aspects of the Wi-Fi of the facility we're using. So we are doing our best to bring you that live feed, and we hope it's an enjoyable experience for you. All right, things are mostly in place, and we're about to call the first lifter out in just a moment.
Tell me when we're ready.
Like you're talking to stop talking. Oh yeah. I took a look, and there were spots where it would be fine.
That makes pretty simple.
Yeah. Gino giving us our introduction. All right, there it is. Gino hyping us up here in Sacramento at Uriah Faber's Ultimate Fitness. All right. First up, we got Lucas Wrighton going after 42.5 kilos. It's going to be one of our youth lifters today, one of our teen lifters. And he is in the men's raw teen, 14 to 15-year-old category, 56 kilo weight class. All right, there's our first squat of the day. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lines for Lucas. And of course, 3 white lines is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. 1 light per 3 judges. So you got the head judge and the 2 side judges. And they each control the device where they can signify if it was a good lift or if it was not a good lift, according to the rules of the USAPL. 3 whites is the goal. Although you only need 2 out of 3 to make it a good lift. Hey, Dish. Morning. All right, coming up next, we got Kamani Booz going after 100 kilos on squat. She unracks the weight and walks it out. Getting set. Here comes. No problems there. We'll see what the judges say. 3 whites for Kimani. All right, coming up next, we got Claudia Salazar. Claudia's going to be going after 132.5 kilos or 292 pounds. Right, she's all set, waiting for the signal from the judge. No problems there. 3 white lines for Claudia. Great lift on her first lift there. Coming up next, we have Katrina Johnson. Going to be going after 135 kilos or 297 pounds. Katrina is competing in the women's Raw Master 1 division in the 40 to 49 age group, 100 kilo weight class. All right, here comes Katrina, calm and collected, surveying the bar, making sure she gets her hands in place. Right, she's getting under the bar, getting set, unracks the weight, and walks it out. In USAPL, there are no monoliths that have any contraptions or devices to let them squat in place. They have to walk out the weight. All right, comes up and relatively little struggle, goes up nice and smooth. Let's see what the judges say. Looks like it was a good lift, but let's await the official call. All right, it was a good lift. Due to the digital nature of a lot of these tools and accessories we use, including the devices that the judges use, sometimes there's a delay in the light signals, so they sometimes revert to using the papers where they can signify if it's a good lift or not. Something physical and tangible that they hold. All right, coming up next, we got Suzette Escobar going after 145 kilograms, 319 pounds. Unracks it, goes down, goes up. Pretty routine first attempt. 3 whites for Suzette, securing her first lift of the day. All right, coming up next, Tia Nalyn Harris is going to be going after 150 kilos, 330 pounds in the women's Raw Open category, 82.5 kilo weight class. All right, bar is loaded. Tia Nalyn is decked out in the black and the lime green, neon electric green equipment. Just getting focused, getting locked in, getting onto that bar, unracks and walks it out. Let's see what happens. Right. Goes down, comes up. Let's see. 3 white lights for Tia Nalyn. All right, coming up, we got Sierra Purifoy. Sierra is going to be going after 413 pounds in the women's Raw Open 100 plus kilo division. Ooh, another one of the characteristic black and electric green singlets and knee sleeves. Where Sierra's locked in, coming out with intensity, getting ready to go.
Oh, you got this, you got this, you got this.
And she manages to get it up despite a slight sticking point at the near the bottom of the lift. Did a great job. And that was 2 out of 3 whites, so that counts as a good lift. Great job, Sierra. All right, coming up is Brittany Chown, one of the local famous powerlifters here in the Sacramento area. If you are with Team Chown Strength, we welcome you, and we are excited to see your coach lift. She's going after 202.5 kilos or 446 pounds on her first attempt. Right, walks it out. It's a good amount of depth. Comes up nice and smooth with it. Let's see the call of the judges. 3 whites for Brittany, as expected. All right. That does it for the first attempts for Flight A of Session 2. Coming up next, we got second attempts. Lucas Rayton coming up. He's going to be attempting 104 pounds, 47 and a half kilos. Again, this is one of our teen lifters today in the Teen 1 category, 14 to 15 years old age group. All right, here comes Lucas. Racks the weight, walks it out. Quick descent and goes up nicely. Let's see how it went. A nice and easy attempt there. Let's see what the judges say. 3 whites for Kimani on her second attempt. All right, Katrina Johnson coming up next. Going after 140 kilos, 308 pounds today for her second attempt. And you'll notice in between we have the TSS, Texas Strength Systems spotters and loaders crew. They are the fastest spotters and loaders crew in the West. The fastest spotting and loading crew I've ever seen, y'all. They're a well-oiled machine out there, changing out the weights in mere seconds between lifts. All right, let's see what Katrina has. All right, goes down, quick descent. Slow and smooth coming up. Let's see what they call. 2 out of 3. All right, coming up next, we got Claudia Salazar. All right, Claudia is coming out. She's locked in. 314 pounds on the bar, 142 and a half kilos. Claudia is representing Sovereign the strength. All right, comes up with it. That's 3 whites for Claudia on her second attempt. All right, coming up next, we've got Suzette Escobar going after 152 and a half kilos or 336 pounds. And by the time I finished saying that, the Texas Strength Systems crew is already done loading. All right. All right, she's set. Goes down, comes up. Little issue there. Let's see. 3 whites for Suzette. All right. Tianalyn Harris coming up next. Going after 160 kgs or 352 pounds. All right. 3 whites for Tianalyn. Coming up next, we got Sierra Purify coming up. Going after 195 kilos, 429 pounds. Sierra's coming out with intensity. He's getting locked in. She's got the crowd on her side. Look of determination on her face. Deep breath. Goes down. Comes up. Let's see how it went. Oh, just narrowly missed that one. Only got one wide on that one. Maybe we'll see if she comes back at the same weight the next round. All right. Back to Brittany Chown. 212.5 kilos on the bar, 468 pounds coming up. Brittany's got the A7 singlet with black and pink and the sparkly pink bedazzled belt. Her hair and shoes matching, even down to her socks. Gets sit under the bar, unracks the weight, walks it out. Let's see how it goes. Narrowly misses it. The crowd cheering her on either way. Great effort. We'll see if she comes back and attempts the same weight in round 3. All right, next up, Lucas Wrighton. And just an incredible amount of weight Brittany's putting on there, 446 pounds. All right, Lucas going after 121 pounds on his third attempt. He's actually skipping through his second squat attempt, which technically had missed, but he's going for 55 kilos on his third attempt. See what the oh, and he just narrowly misses it again. Going 1 for 3 on his squats. That's okay. He is doing great out there, learning the sport of powerlifting at such a young age. Coming up next, we got Kimani Booz coming up. 112.5 kilos, 248 pounds. All right, Kimani, relatively little trouble going down and up with it. Let's see the signal from the judges. 3 whites for Kimani, going 3 for 3 on squats today. All right. Katrina Johnson coming up next, 145 kilos on the bar, 319 pounds. And of course, with squats, ladies and gentlemen, the only 2 commands that they have to follow from the head judge are to squat or start, excuse me, is the first one, where the judge will lower his arm. And then once they've squatted the weight and came back up with it, they have a rack command, which they need to follow as well. They can't jump either command or else they might get disqualified on that lift, on that particular attempt. All right, Katrina is focused and she's walking it out. Let's see. All right, putting in a solid effort, getting that weight up. Let's see what the judges say. 3 whites for Katrina, going 3 for 3 on slots today so far. Claudia coming up next. Claudia Salazar attempting 325 pounds, 147.5 kilos. Goes. Sticking with the weight, going up, gonna hold it. All right. 3 whites for Claudia, 3 for 3 on squats. Great work so far. Suzette Escobar coming up next, going for 347 pounds, 157.5 kilos.
Let's go! Lightweight!
All right. Let's see what the judges say. 2 out of 3 counts as a good lift. All right, Suzette going 3 for 3 on squats as well. Tiana Lynn coming up next. 170 kilos, 374 pounds on the bar.
Then Sierra.
Right. He drives her back into that bar, unracks and walks it out. Pushing hard. Oh, and eventually goes down. That's just all right. Great effort out there. 2 for 3 on squats today so far. Would be on the bench for Tiana Lynn. All right, coming up next, Sierra. Going to be going after 429 pounds. It's going to be the same weight from the last round that had evaded her. She's here to get some redemption on the 3rd attempt. Determination on her face, takes a deep breath. Goes down and comes up with it. Three whites for Sierra. Going 2 for 3 on squats. A little bit of redemption, getting that 195 kilos. All right. Brittany Chown out for a little redemption of her own. Coming after 212.5 kilos once again for the 3rd attempt. 468 pounds here, 212.5 kilos. Focus and determination on her face. Drives into the bar. All right. Has it walked out? Deep breath. Look down and comes up with it. All right. We'll see the judge's decision. 3 whites for Brittany. All right. Going 2 for 3 on squats. A bit of redemption of her own. All right. We are on to flight B, folks. On squats. First attempt's coming up. Adric Woon coming up first. Going to be going after 120 kilograms, 264 pounds. Adric's competing in the men's raw junior category in the 20 to 23 age group, 52 kilogram weight class. Adric seemingly making light work of his first attempt. 3 whites for Adric. All right, coming up next, we got Guanwei Chen. Going to be attempting the same weight. Also one of the raw junior category lifters, this time in the 60 kilogram weight class. You'll notice, folks, the lifters, once they get the signal that the bar is loaded from the head judge and the announcer, they have 1 minute to step onto the platform and initiate their lift. He's locked in. Let's see how it goes. It stands up with ease. I'm assuming a 3 whites is coming, and we do have a 3 white situation. Congratulations, Wanway. Coming up next, we got Rodrigo Cruz, who's going to be attempting 135 kilos, 297 pounds. You hear lots of metal clanking and smashing because that's the Texas Strength Systems spotting and loading crew doing their work with precision. Right. Rodrigo is set, takes a deep breath, descends with the weight, and comes back up with ease. And that's the 3 whites for Rodrigo. Okay, coming up next, we got Timmy Nguyen, who's going to be attempting 140 kilos. It's going to be 308 pounds. Timmy is representing Fueled Training Corp, also in the Raw Junior category, this time in the 67.5 kilo weight class. Let's see what the judges say. No issue there. It's waiting on the device to update. Let's see. I'm assuming it was, yeah, there we go. 3 white lights for Timmy. All right, Justin Kenneth Samaniego going to be going after 145 kilos. Next, 319 pounds. Another 67.5 weight class lifter in the Raw Junior category. All right. It's a breeze there for him. 3 whites for Justin. All right, coming up next, we got Evan Tran. Evan's going to be attempting 325 pounds, 147.5 kilos. He's also in the 67.5 junior category. Right. Goes down nice and smooth and comes up just as smooth as well. 3 whites for Evan. All right. Coming up next, we got Jarek Baladad coming up for 150 kilos, 330 pounds. Jarek has enrolled in both the men's Raw Junior category in the 20 to 23 age group and also the men's Raw Open division in the 56 kilo weight class. He's locked in. Gets under the bar, gets set. And he is going to be squatting in the Air Force Ones. Bar is set. Takes a deep breath. And comes up with it with ease. All right, 3 whites for Jarek. All right, coming up next, we got Devin Tran. Devin going to be going after 341 pounds, 155 kilograms. Another lifter in the men's Raw Junior category, and this time it's going to be in the 60 kilo weight class. All right, waiting call from the judge. 3 whites for Devin. Excellent work out there.
I need to send like periodically naughty
Okay.
with YADI.
Oh yeah, I think right up at the scores table. I think they're gonna be. You got that. All right, same weight here for Eric Moirao, 341 pounds, 155 kgs. He goes down and up really fast with the weight. 3 whites for Eric. Impressive work. All right, coming up next, we got Giancarlo Beltran. Going to be going after 160 kilograms. Giancarlo also enrolled in the men's raw junior category and the men's raw open division, 67.5 kilo weight class. Giancarlo set, takes a breath, descends with the weight and ascends with it just as easily. All right, 3 whites for Giancarlo as expected. Coming up next, we've got Nathan Moo. Nathan going to be going after 172.5 kilos, 380 pounds. Despite a storm that we had come through on Friday and Saturday over the weekend here in Sacramento, it's nice and sunny today. Nathan's getting ready to tackle this weight here. Nathan's another one of our men's raw junior lifters in the 20 to 23 age group, this time in the 67.5 kilo weight class. Nathan walks it out. Achieves a good amount of depth. Comes up with no issues. 2 out of 3 gets a good lift. Again, all you need is 2 of the 3 to make it a lift that counts. All right, coming up next, we got Ben Nguyen. Ben is going to be going after 429 pounds, 195 kgs. Plenty of depth there from Ben and comes up really fast. Should be a 3 white situation for Ben. All right, our last lifter for first attempts for flight B, or excuse me. Excuse me. All right, Joel is going to be attempting 451 pounds, 205 kgs. And this is flight B. Excuse me. Here we go. Little problems there. No problems at all. In fact, comes up with it real well. 2 out of 3 white lights is a good lift. All right, y'all. We are back to the top of the order for second attempts. Flight B. All right, Adric Woon back up top. Adric going to be going after 127.5 kilos, 281 pounds. All right. You issue theirs? Okay, 3 whites for Adric. 2 for 2 so far on squats. Doing a great job. Coming up, Guanwei Chen. Up next, 286 pounds on the bar, 130 kilos. Right, Guanwei's getting set for his second attempt. All right. 3 winds for Guanwei. All right, coming up next, we got Rodrigo Cruz. His second attempt going after 145 kilos, 319 pounds. Goes down, comes back up with it. Nice and easy. 3 whites for Rodrigo. All right, coming up next, we got Timmy Nguyen. Going to be going after 152.5 kilos, 336 pounds. He's got a crowd up front. And relatively, in fact, no problems at all. Again, Timmy lifting for Fuel Training Corps. 3 whites for Timmy. All right, coming up next, we got Evan Tran going after 341 pounds. Right. 3 whites for Evan. Great work there. 2 for 2 on squats. Jarek coming up next. Jarek going after 352 pounds. So Jarek's up toward nearly 3 times his body weight on this lift here. But he's locking in. You'll notice some of the squatters have wrist wraps on in addition to their, knee sleeves and their belts. The wrist wraps providing extra support for their wrists as they hoist and hold the heavy weights on their back.
Come on, man. Let's go all day.
Is no issues there. 3 whites for Jared. All right, coming up next, we got Justin Kenneth Samaniego, 160 kgs coming up. We got 352 pounds on the bar. All right. Came up nice and easy with it. 3 whites for Justin. Coming up next, we got Devin Tran. Going to be going after 165 kilos, 363 pounds. And he nails it. 3 whites for Devin. Coming up next, we've got Eric. Eric's going after 363 pounds, 165 kgs.
South Yankees, I'm from car. After the national guys to the right. What's up to it? The like the national football.
Commenting how the Texas strength system's spotters and loader crew are basically like a NASCAR pit crew. All right, 3 whites for Eric. Coming up next, we got Giancarlo going after 177.5 kilos, 391 pounds. Giancarlo unracks it, walks it out. All right, look at determination on his face. It should be a 3 white situation, and it is. 3 white lights for Giancarlo. Coming up next, we got Nathan Moo. Nathan's going to be going after 182.5 kilos, 402 pounds.
Let's go.
All right, Nathan set. Wow. Nathan gets it up. May have been a personal best for him, based on the smile on his face. If you have noticed, he also has a smiley face drawn in chalk on his singlet and a little cute little heart on there. All right, coming up next, we got Ben Nguyen. Ben's going to be going after 205 kilos. Oh, bummer. Okay, so they're going to go back on Nathan's lift. It's going to be a no lift. So a no lift for Nathan, but he'll likely come back and got it up. So it just had to deal with the lockout or something. All right, Ben going down with the weight, 205 kilos, 451 pounds. All right, let's see how that went. 3 whites for Ben. So sometimes if a lifter misses a certain weight, they might come back and go for the same weight the next round. But sometimes they bust through and they go to their next attempt that they were going to go get, especially since Nathan stood up with it. It wasn't an issue of being able to handle the weight, maybe just a technical issue on making sure it was fully locked out. So he's going to take a higher weight in the next round. All right, Joel Valdez going after 215 kilos here, 473 pounds. Oh, and it's just not there. All right, we'll see if he comes back at the same weight next round. All right, we are back to the top of the order for third attempts. Flight B, Adric Wound coming up next. Adric going to be going after 292 pounds, 152.5 kilos. All right. It's not quite there. Good job either way, Adric, going 2 for 3 on squats. So we're at the third attempts, folks. And each attempt before these have been progressively going up in weight. And a lot of these third attempts are going to be the heaviest squat of the day. And many times they end up being a PR or a personal record for a lot of these lifters. Having trained for the last few weeks and months in preparation for this meet today, a lot of them are ramping up their training and hoping to make some personal bests along the way, including today on their third attempts. Oh, and it's just not there. 2 for 3 on squats for Guanway today. Be on the bench for him. All right, Rodrigo Cruz coming up next. We got 152.5 kilos on the bar, 303 pounds for his third attempt. Excuse me, 336 pounds. All right, 3 rights for Rodrigo. He gets 3 for 3 on squats today. Evan Tran coming up next. He sticks with the weight and brings it up. 3 rights for Evan. Evan going 3 for 3 on slots today. All right, Justin coming up next. Justin going after 165 kilos, 363 pounds. Comes and gets through the sticking point in the middle. 3 whites for Justin. All right, coming up next, we've got Timmy Nguyen. Timmy going after 363 pounds. Again, Timmy representing Fuel Training Corps. Don't sleep on Timmy. He's got the signs. Gino holding one of them up. But it's just not there. It's quite all right, though. Great performance. 2 for 3 on squats today. All right, Jared coming up next.
Thank you. Win the bench. Who is
Jarek's fired up. He's ready to tackle this. And this is a state record attempt, ladies and gentlemen, for the men's Raw Junior. So he's going after a record here in California. 369 pounds, 167 and a half kilos.
Come on, man. You better fight. Let's go. Take your time. Come on, Derek. Come on, Derek.
Let's go, Jared. Come on. Get this. Let's go. Control it.
Let's go. Come on.
Get it.
But it's just not there. What a good attempt, though. Going 2 for 3 on squats. The state record just evading him. All right. Devin Tran coming up next. This is a lot of weight for some of these folks, y'all. A lot of them in the 2 times, 2.5 times their weight, or even 3 times their own body weight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Devin Tran coming up next, going for 175 kilos, 385 pounds. Devin sticks with it. That's the weight they call from the judges. 3 whites for Devin. Going 3 for 3 on squats today. All right, Eric coming up next. 175 kilos. It's the squat command. Down. Comes up with it. Let's see what the judge's call is. 2 out of 3 is a good lift, ladies and gentlemen. There he goes. 3 for 3 on squats today. All right, John Carlo up next. 190 kilos on the bar. 418 pounds. Goes. He's locked in. Heads down. Goes up, and he pushes through. Let's see the call from the judges. 3 whites for John Carlo. 3 for 3 on squats today. All right, coming up next, we got Nathan. He had missed due to a technicality on the call and 182.5 kilos in a second attempt. But he is going through and going after 190 kilos today. 418 pounds. See what the call. 3 whites for Nathan. All right, Ben Nguyen coming up next. Ben going after 210 kilos, 462 pounds. Six with it. Let's see what the judges call. 3 whites for Ben. All right. Solid performance on squats. 3 for 3. All right. Coming up next, we got Joel Valdez going after 215 kilos, the one that evaded him last time on second attempts. All right. He's going to lock in and try to get it. He's going to stick with it, and we'll see what the judges call. Looks like it was pretty good. 2 out of 3 is a good lift. He gets it. All right, y'all. We are on to Flight C for our squats today. First attempts coming up. We're going to be starting with Steve Birches, who is representing AFA Powerlifting. He is a men's raw master 4 in the 70 to 79-year-old category, 110-pound weight class, 110-kilo weight class, excuse me. All right, Steve going after 92.5 kilos, 203 pounds. He's got the purple Chuck Taylors on. Achieves a great amount of depth. And heads back up. Let's see what happened. 3 whites for Steve. Great way to start it off. All right, coming up next, we got Herm Kim. Herm's going to be going after 115 kilos, 253 pounds. And this Herm is in the men's raw master 2, the 50 to 59 category, in the 75-kilo weight class. All right, stands up with it nice and easily. 3 whites for Herm. Great way to start it off. Squatting in the New Balance shoes. All right, coming up next, we got Robert Harper. All right. Robert is one of our guest lifters today, coming from Seattle, Washington. Going after 292 pounds on his first attempt. He's one of the Masters 5 lifters. All right, unracks the weight. Gets ready to squat. Goes down and comes up with it. Oh, yeah. Three white lights for Robert. All right, coming up next, we got Joshua Wrighton, who's going to be in the men's raw master 1 category, 40 to 49 age group, at the 90-kilo weight class. Cool. Goes all the way down, comes up with it. 396 pounds here. Let's see what the judges call. I'm assuming it was good. We're just waiting on the technology to update. 3 whites. There it is for Joshua. All right. Rohil Kosla coming up next. Rohil going after 185 kilos, 407 pounds. He's representing Axis Training Systems. And he's in the men's Raw Open 110 kilo category weight class. And he's locked in. Calmly squats down with it, comes back up. Nice and easy. All right, 3 whites for Rohil. And coming up next, we got Reyes Hernandez. Reyes is representing Bay Area Barbell. He's going to be attempting 210 kgs on his first attempt, 462 pounds. He is in the men's Raw Open 140 kilogram weight class category. No problems there. 3 whites for Reyes. All right, coming up next, we got Jalen Flakes. Jalen going to be going after 230 kgs, 507 pounds for his first attempt. He's also in the men's Raw Open category, the 140 kilogram weight class. Jalen's representing the Strength Initiative. He has it on his back. Deep breath and squats down with it. Let's see. Comes up with ease.
All right.
Oh, just he ended up getting called maybe on depth on one of the signs from one of the judges. Okay, yeah, might not have been quite low enough to the standard. So that's going to be a no good lift on that one. We will see if he comes back at the same weight the next round. All right, coming up, so we got Josephat Gutierrez. Right. Josephat is in the men's Raw Open 110 kilogram weight class. He's also enrolled in the men's Raw Junior category, which is going to be 20 to 23 years old, 110 kilo weight class. All right, 3 whites for Josephat. Coming up next, we got Brian Prado. After 595 pounds. Nice and easy for Brian. No issue at all coming up that way. Let's see what the judges call. And we're just waiting for it to update on the there we go, 3 whites, and that was a good lift for Brian. Our last lifter for Flight C here is going to be Steve, excuse me. Excuse us, we're waiting for the lifting cast to update. Yeah. All right, Tayati Bush coming up next. He's going for 600 pounds, 272 and a half kilos. Yadi is in the 140 plus kilo weight class in the men's Raw Open division. He has it. He comes down with it and stands up pretty easily. Let's see what the judges called. 3 whites for Tayati. All right, coming up next, we got Steve Birches. For his second attempt, he's going to be going after 214 pounds, 97.5 kilos. Again, Steve representing AFA Powerlifting. And one of our master lifters today. Goes down and comes up with it with no issue. 3 whites for Steve. It's a good lift. 2 for 2 on squats today so far. Herm Kim coming up next, 297 pounds. Again, another one of our master lifters today. Right. For 297 pounds, Herm gets 3 wide lights. 2 for 2 so far. Coming up next, we got Robert Harper, one of our guest lifters for today. Going after an American record today. And Gino mentioning that Robert just turned 80 years old yesterday. See what happened on that one. There may have been a technicality. We'll see what the officials are discussing. All right, we got a moment to kind of just hang out here, and while the judges are discussing, especially since it was on an American record attempt, they're going to try to sort things out. Again, we are here at Uriah Faber's Ultimate Fitness here in Sacramento, California. What date we at? No, Sunday, November 3rd, and we were happy to have you joining us if you were here with the live feed. Hopefully, you've seen some wonderful lifts today, and you've seen the lifters that you've come to see. Okay, there's going to be a relift. It's been determined at the end of the round for Robert. Right. Next up, the show is back on the road. We got Joshua Rayton coming up next, 407 pounds, 185 kilos on the bar. We'll see how it goes. And that's a good lift. 3 whites for Joshua. Going 2 for 2 so far. Coming up next, we got Rohil Kosla, 440 pounds on the bar, 200 kgs. Rohil getting under that bar. And appropriately, just a couple days after Halloween, he's wearing the black and orange singlet.
Come on, Rohil, let's go.
No issues there. Let's see what the judges call. 3 whites for Rohil. All right. Coming up next, we got Reyes Hernandez. He's going to be going after 220 kilos or 485 pounds. Reyes getting ready to squat. And he comes up relatively easily with it. Let's see what the judges say. And that's 3 whites for Reyes. 2 for 2 so far in squats. All right, Jalen going after 551 pounds. Again, representing the strength initiative. Now, 230 kilos had evaded him last time on a technicality and maybe some of the depth, but he's going for 250 kilos here.
Let's go.
He's going to get locked in. Right, stands up pretty easily with it. Oh, he missed it again. Okay, we will look for round 3 and see if he can come back and hit that one. Again, needing to have at least 2 white lights from 2 of the judges to make it a good lift. All right, coming up next. What's he go by?
It's like Jared.
Jared. Right, Jared coming up next. All right, 606 pounds on the bar, 275 kgs. And you'll notice, folks, they bring in extra spotters and to anytime a weight is above 500 pounds. So we'll have 2 spotters on each side and then the back spotter. Right. Jerry standing up with little issue. 3 whites for Jerry. Okay, coming up next, we got Yachty. Going to be going after 290 kgs, 639 pounds. Yachty. Here he comes. Yachty, one of the taller lifters of this meet so far. He may be the tallest. Right, he's got the weight set. And he's going up. He gets it up. Let's see what the judges call. Two out of 3 is a good lift. All right. He's 2 for 2 on squats so far. We're getting ready to go to. Right. Brian Prado going after 300 kilos next. 661 pounds. Brian taking some big jumps. He had gone for 270 kilos last time, 30 kilos above on this next lift. 300 kilos, 661 pounds. All right, picks it up, walks it out.
Oh!
And he makes it look easy.
Oh!
All right. 3 whites for Brian. 2 for 2 on squats. An impressive lift. Okay, I believe this is where we're going to have Robert Harper come in. And what happened was they're going to rule his last one where he had rolled forward a little bit and the bar had touched the rack. The spotter jumped in to help, which is what they're supposed to do. They determined it's going to be spotter interference, given the nature that it's an American record. He's coming from out of town. He's 80 years old. They're going to give him another chance here on the technicality. Let's help him get this record job. Give him your good energy. Robert going after 308 pounds here. He's going up. Let's see what he gets. No issues there. And he gets 3 white lights. Getting the American record at 80 years old. 308 pounds. Robert doing great out there. All right, we are back at the top of the order. Steve Birch is up next from AFA Powerlifting. Steve's going to be going after 225 pounds on his third attempt.
Oh!
All right. Goes down way low, comes back. And let's see what the judges call. 3 whites for Steve, going 3 for 3 on squats today. All right, Robert Harper up next. I don't know if they're going to have him immediately go.
Stop carrying it out after relay because he doesn't have time to rest. So remember he came up before that he put 3 minutes in the clock. He had 3 minutes and he was talking about not to waste before he takes his third engagement in the second set. Does that confuse anyone?
Yes. And, you know, the announcer explaining that Robert gets a 3-minute lift since he just did another relift at the end of at the end of the second squat attempts. So he needs at least 3 minutes to rest to get a proper amount of time to prepare himself for the next lift. So we're letting 3 minutes go off the clock.
Coach is Todd Christensen.
All right, and Robert's coach is Todd Christensen. Out of what was the gym name again?
Todd Christensen.
And then the gym name? And Todd Christensen out of Seattle Strength and Power. We got the whole family here today. And they're saying hi to everybody on the live feed. And what a great time to have family here in town to witness him take these American records. Right, 2 minutes left until he takes his third attempt now. Again, giving him the ample amount of time to rest before taking another American record attempt. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't noticed, Gino has the trademark pirate
Yeah.
here, and he was showing his wonderful skull rings on his fingers.
Yeah, I saw it on there. Yeah.
All right, y'all, here we go. Robert Harper's third attempt, going for the American record of 314 pounds. 80 years old here. 80 years young, more appropriately.
Come on, let's go! Let's go!
Oh. He already secured the first American record attempt. A great performance either way for Robert today in front of his family who had made the trip out from Seattle area. And again, his coach is going to be Todd Christensen out of Seattle Strength and Power Gym. Okay, coming up next, we got Kim coming up, going after 330 pounds or 150 kgs in the men's Raw Master 2 category, 50 to 59 age group. And his daughter just competed yesterday at day 1 of the California State Championships here at Uriah Faber's Ultimate Fitness. Did a great performance herself. All right, he goes down with it. Comes up. Let's see what the judges say. 3 whites, despite maybe an issue with his belt. Maybe it snapped off or broke or something. But he was able to get it up either way. maybe it didn't break. It looked like the belt loop actually just came. All right. Coming up next, we got Joshua right hand. Going to be going after 429 pounds, 195 kgs. Look at determination on his face. Takes a deep breath, goes down. Achieves a great amount of depth, comes up and works through that lift. Three white for Joshua, going 3 for 3 on his squats today. All right, coming up next, we got Rohill. Rohill's going to be going after 451 pounds, 205 kgs. Again, Rohill representing Axis Training Systems. Right, looks like there was no issue there. All right, he gets 2 out of 3. He gets 3. He gets a good lift. Going 3 for 3 on squats today, Rohill. Coming up next, we got Reyes Hernandez coming up next. 230 kilos, 507 pounds. Reyes getting hyped up. Goes to the top. Representing Bay Area Barbell, getting 3 white lights, going 3 for 3 on his squats today. All right. Jalen Flakes coming up next. Now he's struggled getting the calls from the judges, maybe having some issues due to depth or other technicalities, but he's got 250 kilos on the bar again. Same attempt as his second attempt, 551 pounds, and he's here to secure this lift right now. Third attempt. Here goes for Jalen, representing the Strength Initiative. And that's 3 whites for Jalen, getting that lift. Comes back and gets it. A little bit of redemption for him. Great job, Jalen. All right. Coming up next, we got Jared. He's going to be going after 628 pounds, 285 kilos.
Now, Jared.
Jared's getting locked in. You can see the chalk coming off the bar as he lifts it off. And like a forklift lifting a heavy load, he comes up nice and smooth. Up 3 whites for Jared, going 3 for 3 on his squats today. All right. Coming up next, we got Yachty going after 302.5 kilos. That's 666 pounds. Gino hyping up and making commentary about the number on the bar 666, the number of the power lifter. He has an issue with it. It's okay. It's a lot of weight on there. And going 2 for 3 on squats today. Good performance. All right, coming up next, we got Brian Prado. He's going to be going after 320 kgs. All right, coming up next, Brian's coming out here with 320 kgs on the bar, 705 pounds. I think this is our first 700-pound lift of the whole meet, including yesterday. Right, it's getting locked in.
Take your time. Come on.
Walks it out. Takes a deep breath. Descends with the weight, starts going up, but it's not there. I mean, that's a lot of weight right there, so it's understandable. 2 out of 3 for Brian on the day on squats. All right, y'all. We have finished squats, and we're going to be on to bench. So there's about a 10-minute break in between. So hang tight. We appreciate you tuning in to the 2024 California State Championships hosted at Uriah Faber's Ultimate Fitness in Sacramento, California, hosted by the USAPL. All right, y'all. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the USAPL 2024 California State Championships, the Platform of Gold, hosted here at Uriah Faber's Ultimate Fitness in Sacramento. We are through with squats. We are on to bench now, starting with Flight A, day 2. The spotters and loaders are getting in place. The judges also getting in place as well. We're going to be starting first with Lucas Reeton. Going to be attempting 37.5 kilos, 82 pounds. Again, Lucas being one of our raw team lifters. If we finalize things and get everything in place, we'll get it going in just a moment. Yeah, sunny day here in Sacramento. A little cooler on the cooler end at 10:15 a.m. Let's see what the weather is. Looks like we got almost 60 degrees. We're at 59 right now. A slight breeze going on as well. A great day for powerlifting. We hope you had a wonderful Halloween, folks. Some trick-or-treating or did some Halloween parties of some kind. All right, we're ready to lift. Lucas, one of our teen lifters in the 14 to 15-year-old category. All right, 82 pounds coming up for Lucas. All right, here goes. You got the bar up there. And he gets it up. So the bench is one of the more technical of the lifts in terms of getting set up and into position. And then also with the number of commands that you have to follow from the judges. You have a start command once they have the bar in the air, holding it above them. You have the press command once they have it still on their chest. And then they have the rack command once they've lifted the weight. And then they are commanded to rack the weight. And if you jump any of those commands, you can get disqualified on that particular attempt. All right, Claudia Salazar on the bench now, representing Sovereign Strength. 137 pounds on the bar, 62.5 kilos on her first attempt. All right, here goes. All right, let's see what the judges say. Oh, it was a miss. You're only getting 1 white out of 3. Again, you need 2 white lights minimum to get a good designation, a good lift designation. Maybe Claudia will come back. May have been some downward motion after the initial burst off the chest, which can cause a no lift call from one of the judges. All right. Next up, we have Katrina Johnson going after 143 pounds, 65 kilos. Now, on the bench, each lifter has their own process and their own way of getting set up on the bench. And there it is. Let's see how it goes. Looks from what I can tell, look good. Let's see. Oh, there's going to be another no lift on that one. Maybe on the judge on the left side. Okay, so other technical aspects of the bench is that you have to have your feet flat on the floor in the USAPL. One of the requirements of the lifts. Another requirement that lifters have to have is that their glutes have to be on the bench and stay on the bench the whole lift throughout the duration of it. All right, we are waiting on the foot platform for those who don't have, or their legs are a little shorter and need a little bit of assistance to put their feet on the little platform to help them reach the ground. And we have it in place. And Suzette's going to be going after 159 pounds, 72.5 kilos. And that was 3 whites for Suzette. All right, coming up next, we've got Keimani Booz. Keimani's going to be going after 165 kilos, or excuse me, pounds, 75 kilos. All right. Let's see. Three whites for Kimani. A good lift. Great way to start it off. Sierra coming up next. 214 pounds. 97.5 kilos. Nice and smooth for Sierra. Three whites for Sierra. Nailing her first attempt. All right. Brittany Chown coming up next. 100 pounds. Kilos on the bar. 220 pounds. Brittany competing in the women's raw open category, 90-kilo weight class. And she has switched to a purple themed singlet. All right, getting into position. All right, nice and easy. Three whites for Brittany. All right, Tiana Lynn Harris coming up next. Same weight here, 100 kilos, 220 pounds. Three whites for Tiana Lynn. We're back to the top of the order now. Lucas coming up next. 40 kilos on the bar, 88 pounds. All right, Lucas coming out, getting set for his second attempt. Three whites for Lucas. All right, Claudia coming up next. Now, Claudia had missed this first attempt at 62.5 kilos. She's going to be attempting the same weight for attempt number 2, 137 pounds. All right, three whites there coming back and getting the weight. Claudia representing Sovereign Strength. All right, coming up next, we got Katrina Johnson going for 70 kilos, and she had missed on a technicality with her feet coming off the ground for her first attempt at 65 kilos, busting through that and going to 70 for this attempt, 154 pounds. Taking a minute to remind her to keep her feet flat. Pushing up hard, and eventually getting it. And that's a good lift. 3 whites for Katrina, keeping her feet flat on the ground. All right, Kimani Boo's coming up next. Kimani's going to be going after 77.5 kilos, 170 pounds. Oh, we'll see what the call is there. All right, it's going to be a no lift, 3 red lights, because yeah, the trajectory of her lift on the way up may have actually did hit the rack, caused some downward motion. So that's part of the sport, is being able to control the weight as you go up, and some of those fluctuations or movements can prove disastrous. It's okay though. We'll come back in the next round. We'll see which weight she chooses for the next one. All right, Suzette Escobar coming up next, representing GO Powerlifting, or Go Powerlifting. Nice and easy at 170 pounds here. 77.5 kilos. Let's see. 3 whites for Suzette. All right, coming next, we got Sierra. Sierra is going to be going after 102.5 kilos, 225 pounds. Sierra getting locked in. That's all right. Come back here to the next round. Okay, coming up next, we got Brittany Chow. Brittany got her family. It's like her niece is up here getting ready to film her as she lifts. All right, she comes out locked in. 105 kilos on the bar, 231 pounds. Set, brings it down. Just sit up and up and up. Oh, and eventually goes down. It's okay. And we'll see if she comes back and goes after the same weight for the third attempt. All right, Tiana Lynn Harris coming up next. Same weight, 231 pounds. Comes. All right, 3 whites for Tiana Lynn. We are back to the top of the order now. Third attempts on bench coming up. Lucas coming up next. Lucas going after 93 pounds, 42.5 kilos. He's pushing hard. He's pushing hard. Runs out of steam. It's quite all right, though. 2 out of 3 on bench today. All right, Claudia Salazar coming up next. Right, Claudia going after 143 pounds, 65 kgs. Not going to quite have it there. Claudia getting one of her lifts today, her second attempt at 62.5 kilos. Coming up next, we got Katrina Johnson. Katrina's going to be going after 159 pounds, 72.5 kilos. You'll notice that some of the lifters elect to have a spotter lift off the weight for them to help them kind of get it into place and ensure they get it out safely. Or sometimes they'll just, they don't need the spotter and they unrack it themselves. Well, that's all right. A lot of weight out there. Trina getting her second attempt at 70 kilos. Coming up next, we got Keimani Booz. Keimani missing the second attempt at 77.5 kilos, getting her first at 75, and now going up to 80 on her third attempt. Let's see what happens. 176 pounds. Okay, let's see what the judges say. 3 whites for Keimani coming back and getting it. Keimani has gone 5 for 6 on her list today, having a great performance so far. All right, Suzette Escobar coming up next, 82.5 kilos, 181 pounds on the bar. Three whites for Suzette, going 6 for 6 on her lifts so far today. All right, coming up next, we got Sierra. Sierra is going to be going after 102.5 kilos. This weight had evaded her last round, making sure everything's in place. Oh, just not there today on the 102.5 kilos. Nailing her first lift, though, 97.5 on her first attempt. All right, coming up next, we got Brittany Chown up. Brittany's coming back to get that 105 kilos that evaded her last round in the second attempts. Again, 231 pounds here. All right, here goes. Each lifter's process in getting in position is different. Brittany getting her shoulders, driving them into the bench, and getting her feet up on the bench to really get that arch and that tension throughout her body to initiate the lift. All right, let's see what happens. Pushing up, she's pushing up. Oh, it's not quite there. All right, getting her first attempt today on bench, 100 kilos, 220 pounds. All right, on her deadlifts for Brittany. Coming up, the last lifter for Flight A today is going to be Tiana Lynn Harris, going after 110 kilos. She drives it right up. Let's see what the judges say. 3 whites for Tiana Lynn. It's a good lift. Tiana Lynn going 5 for 6 so far today, having a great performance. All right. We are on to bench for Flight B for Rodrigo Cruz. And Rodrigo is going to be going for 80 kilos here on his first lift, 176 pounds. Nice and easy for Rodrigo. Getting 2 out of 3 whites for the signifying it's a good lift. All right, next one. Adric Woon is coming up next. Adric gonna be attempting 85 kilos, 187 pounds. Right, easy work for Adric. 3 whites for him. Coming up next, we got Pablo Gracias Salas. Looks like Pablo may be a bench only. All right, so Pablo is in our para division, and he requires a few extra accommodations. So we're going to give him 2 minutes to get set up. Pablo getting set up. All right, he's getting set up on the bar. Crowd cheering for him. Pablo's going after 192 pounds here. He gets it up. Three whites for Pablo, one of our men's para bench division. And he's one of our bench only lifters today. There are different designations that you can do. Bench only one of them. And I believe there's also a push pull designation where you get bench and deadlift. And then I believe there's also a deadlift only designation as well. All right, coming up next, we got Giancarlo Beltran. Giancarlo's going to be going after 90 kgs, 198 pounds. All right, comes down and goes up with it. 3 winds for Giancarlo. All right, Guanwei Chen coming up next. Same weight. In fact, the next 2 lifters are the same weight, 90 kilos, 198 pounds. All right, 3 whites for Guanwei. All right, next one, Jarek. Coming up next, same weight.
Going friend first.
Let's go, Jack. Stand right.
Go, Jared. Come on.
All right, 2 out of 3 is a good lift for Jarek. Starting it off strong. Coming up next, we got Justin Kenneth Samaniego, 92.5 kilos. It's going to be 203 pounds. Three ones for Justin. All right, coming up next, we got Devin Tran. Devin attempting the same weight, 92.5 kilos, 203 pounds. Three wide lines for Devin. Coming up next, we got Timmy Nguyen, 100 kilos, 220 pounds. Coming up. Well, the Timmy fan club is back out. You may notice some of the lifters elect to have a wider grip. The furthest they can go is with their ring fingers on the ring of the bar. And what that does is, with the wider grip, it lowers or decreases the amount of distance they have to go to their chest. And it's all within the rules and it's within the confines of the sport. So it works. Let's see how he did. Timmy, 3 white lights. Again, for Fuel Training Corp, representing Fuel Training Corp. Coming up next, we got Eric. Same weight here, 220 pounds. And some lifters may elect to for a closer grip, which it just depends on each lifter's personal preference. Some feel more powerful with their grip a little closer, utilizing more triceps. Some like having the wide grip where you use a little more chest and take advantage of the distance there. 3 whites for Eric, doing a great job. Nathan Moo coming up next. 102.5 kilos, 225 pounds. Wow, let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights for Nathan. Doing great out there. Evan Tran coming up next. Evan's going to be attempting 112.5 kilos, 248 pounds. Evan looking for a spotter or a lift off, and one of the spotting crew has been doing the lift offs all weekend. And each lifter has their own preference and kind of instructions in terms of how they like the bar lifted off. Nice and easy for Evan. 3 whites for Evan. A good lift. All right, coming up next, we've got Ben Nguyen. Wide. 3 whites for Ben. All right, Joel Valdez coming up for 292 pounds here, 132.5 kilos. Little issue there. 3 whites for Joel. All right, Rodrigo Cruz. The bar is loaded for him. 192 pounds, 87.5 kilos. Right, 2 whites. It's going to be a good lift for Rodrigo. Coming up next, we got Adric Woon. Going to be going after 90 kilos. 190, excuse me, 198 pounds. Adric getting set. Lifts the bar off himself. Gets into position. Awaits the command. Oh, all right, we're going to sort something out here. Some kind of a technicality with the bar or the positioning of some kind. We're taking a look at it. And that one's going to count as a no lift, I believe, because he gonna we'll see what happened with that one. I'm not quite sure. All right, Pablo Gracias Salas, our men's para bench only lifter, is going to get in a position here. And Pablo does get 2 minutes to get into position as he requires extra accommodations and assistance in getting into place. Appreciate him being here today, lifting. Pablo is in position. He's going after 198 pounds here, 100, or excuse me, 90 kilos. And no issue there. 3 whites for Pablo.